Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Megan and I am a homeschool mom to 6 kids. So 4 of my kids are actually school age. One of them will be going into preschool next year, and then the other one will still be in toddler mode. So today I am going to share with you what our family subjects are. So before we get started with me telling you what our family subjects are, I'm going to explain what subjects we do as a family and why, how that works, all of those things. So the subjects that we do all together as a family are history, science, Bible, writing, different things like that. We do those together because those are subjects that can be done with a wide range of ages, and you just do add-on assignments or dive a little deeper for the older ones and pull back for the younger ones. And so it's really easy to go into more or less depth depending on the ages of your kids with the different history and science. So let's find out what we're doing. Guys, I am so excited to be sharing with you these curriculum videos. I hope that you enjoy them and I hope that they are helpful. But I do want to put out a little bit of a disclaimer and say that the whole purpose of these videos is to be a help, to show you a little more inside these curriculums, just in case you are interested in any of these, and it is for informational purposes. If you have not picked your curriculum choices, this is not meant to overwhelm you. This is meant to be here as a resource in your search or in your decision-making process. So I hope that these videos are helpful for you guys, and I will see you guys throughout this week on Curriculum Week. So just so you know a little more background, my kids will be going into 6th grade. I'm gonna have a middle schooler. That's really hard for me to think about. So a 6th grader, then I have one going into 4th, one going into 2nd, 1st, and then like I said, the preschooler and the toddler. And they just kind of hang out, and I try to include them as much as possible. And that's just kind of how our homeschool rolls. If you want to see what a typical day looks like, I will stick a link to the day in the life videos down below. But let's talk more about what we have planned for next year. Now, in the years past, I used a curriculum called My Father's World. It is one of those core spine curriculums where you just pull in the level of math and reading and language arts that your kids need, and spelling, those kinds of things. But it's all laid out there in front of you. Now, I know some people look at things like My Father's World and say, oh, it's a boxed curriculum. Sort of, but not really. When I think of a boxed curriculum, I think of more of like a Becca or Bob Jones. So what I like about My Father's World, because that is what I've chosen to go back to this year, and I'll explain more about that. What I like about My Father's World is it is very reminiscent of Sunlight, but not so focused on reading just literature for history. Okay, so I've got a basket of read alouds back here, so there's quite a bit of read alouds. But what I like about it is it's also using other resources to teach history. I actually have a video of an unboxing and a look inside of what this looks like. If you want to check that out, I will link it down below. But for example, this is an example of week 3. So what they do is they put together the components to plan your year for you, which as a large family mom or a mom of homeschooling multiple ages at the same time, this is amazing, okay? I absolutely love it. If you have been around my channel for any length of time, you know one of my favorite histories is Story of the World, and they use Story of the World. So it's all planned out and laid out here for you. What else is really nice about it is My Father's World covers Bible, literature, history, science, some music, depending on if you get the whole package or not, and even some art. So this is an excellent curriculum. I can't say enough good things about it. We left My Father's World only because my kids were not quite ready for the family cycle. Funny enough, we're going back to it and we're starting at the end of the family cycle. If you get to the end of that family cycle, you just cycle back through and your kids just can go at a greater depth. So the mentality behind it is awesome with that. I love that. And it focuses not only on world history through Story of the World, but it also focuses on American history, which I think is awesome because I like seeing the view of both, like learning American history, but I don't want to just learn American history. I want my kids to have the knowledge of what's going on in the rest of the world at the same time. And so My Father's World does a great job of tying those things together. There's also a lot of emphasis on learning about missionaries and heroes of faith and all that kind of stuff. And so I cannot say enough good things about it. Even though we haven't even started this family cycle, I can already tell you I am gearing up for an awesome year next year. I'm so excited. But like I said, they pull in these other resources. So we're also going to be learning world history in modern times, but we're also going to be learning American history. And so it uses a lot of this for that. This book, this Smithsonian American History and Visual Encyclopedia, it is absolutely gorgeous. Like I said, you can see a greater view of this curriculum in the video I linked down below. But that's what we will be using for history. On top of that, what's great about this is they have an expansion that you add on for 2nd and 3rd grade, which obviously my youngest that's going to be going through this is in 1st grade, but she's more on that 2nd grade point. So they have this little add-on pack that has these 2 books. They're going to be learning the states and capitals, the presidents, all the things throughout history, throughout the world in history, and stuff like that. So I am super excited about that. The other thing is they are using Exploring Creation with Chemistry and Physics from Apologia. I'm super excited about this. It also tells you when to do it, which activities to do, things like that. It does not have you use the student notebook. I'm sure you could buy it, but it gives you alternate things that you can do, and there's all kinds of hands-on experiments in here. So we are really excited about using this Apologia for science next year. Now, I mentioned that it includes literature. There are lots of read-alouds that go with this. There is this Tales of Persia, Missionary Stories from Islamic Iran. There is also, it uses this book, a book about Sergeant York. It also has some missionary stories from the Christian heroes. I'm super excited about those. Hold on, I'm trying to make sure I don't grab these out of order. There's also one about Harriet Tubman. We are super excited about reading this. And then Across 5 Aprils is another one that we will read. I remember reading that when I was in school. Okay, and so then the other books that are in the add-on package, there is Ivan and the Informer, A Letter to Mrs. Roosevelt, Encyclopedia Brown, Farmer Boy, In Grandma's Attic, On the Banks of Plum Creek. So there are lots of fun, great read-alouds that will be included in our study of history. So I'm super excited about all the literature that we get to dive into and read together as a family for next year. Now, the other subject that we do together, as I mentioned, is writing. Now, this is new for us, and I am so stinking excited about it. So writing is something that for me comes pretty easily. And so it's really frustrating for me sometimes to try to teach writing. Now, I have for several years looked at IEW, okay? And I am so excited to be diving in to their structure and style. So they just redid this recently. All the videos are new. It's redone, revamped, and ready to go. So the thing about IEW that was intimidating to me is that there's like a parent training course and all that kind of stuff. And I've had some people tell me, oh, you don't need it. And some people tell me, yes, you do, to really understand the process and all that kind of stuff. So it's always been intimidating to me. And so when I was taking a closer look and chatted with them a little bit about this, I found structure and style would be an amazing fit for us to begin getting into learning a really structured writing. Okay, so this particular curriculum has a teacher's manual, of course, but your students use these DVDs. So the lessons are actually taught on these DVDs. You know what I love about that? I don't have to watch it separately. I can sit there and I can learn right with my kids as they are doing writing. And I am so excited about this. So there is a booklet of CDs that has the teaching on it. And then there is also the student notebook as well. Now, if you don't know much about IEW, like I said, I am new to this, but I have been ever so impressed by this curriculum. I've looked at it for several years now. They're going to learn how to make keyword outlines. They are going to work on summarizing, all of those things. So structure and style, if you have never done IEW, structure and style is basically what your kids would need to start with, or would probably be best for them to start with, so that they can learn the whole method for how to write using the IEW methodology. I have a couple of other friends here on YouTube who do much more in-depth on IEW. I will link their videos down below. So if you want to hear more about specifically the process that IEW uses, you may want to check them out. But I am so excited about using this. I will also link to their website down below if you are interested in this curriculum as well. And I will definitely be keeping you all updated on how the writing is going for our family. Like I said, I'm very excited for this. I think I'm looking forward to learning a more structured style. I'm not opposed to creative writing at all, but I do think it's important to learn a more structured writing process as well, because there's a time and a place for creative writing and knowing how to write things that are going to prepare you for whatever job that you end up entering into someday. You need to know how to make things like outlines. You need to know how to look for those, to think of those keywords in the writing process to get your point across. And so I'm really, really excited about doing a more structured version of writing. Now, the other thing I did not mention in here was, yes, My Father's World includes Bible, but we are very specific about some of the things that we are learning in Bible. And so while I'm going to be using like their scripture memory and their hymn studies and things like that, we actually will probably not be using that they use in this curriculum. I will be sharing in a separate video what we will be using this year for Bible, so stay tuned for that. If you are not subscribed, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below, because I will be sharing more in-depth, grade by grade, what curriculum choices are, and also about the Bible resources and the day in the life videos and homemaking videos, just all the different things of life. And so I would love if you would subscribe and stick around. So I hope this video was helpful for you guys, and I will see you all on future videos. Thanks so much, guys.